Hello everybody and welcome to my September wrap up. So in September I managed to read about 9 books. I read a series of 6 and 3 others, and I'm just gonna say overall I really enjoyed what I read. I thought it was a fantastic kind of, I don't know, every kind of book I read had a sense of finality to it, and it made me feel just like a lot better about like the month, and like it didn't leave me really hanging for anything, but I will talk about that more when I talk about each individual book. The first series that I read in September was the Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter, and I actually have a full series review that is probably already up on my channel by now, so I will link that down below because I talk about it more in depth there. But I'm just gonna say this series is fantastic. I loved it so much, and I was so scared that it was going to be too young for me, but it wasn't. It was just amazing, and I love the world building, and I love the characters. It was just, I cried at the end, and I actually specifically went into the city. I got on the train, went into the city, and took pictures of the bonus epilogue in the new editions, because I have the Australian edition, but I have like the old Australian editions. And they released new editions, and the new editions have like special epilogues, and I took pictures of the last epilogue of United We Spy just so I could kind of have more of the characters after they like finished, and it was, oh my god, it's probably illegal, but I love this series so much. The next book I read was The Crown by Kiera Cass, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It's pretty obvious, if you've been watching my videos for a while, that I've been wanting to read this for a while. Unfortunately Barnes & Noble lost my special edition that I had ordered, and they refunded me and everything, but I'm still kind of salty, so I had to wait 2 months when I thought it was coming, but in the end I just bought a different normal edition, and I don't know, I like the original trilogy more than I like Edelyn's story. I loved America, and I kind of liked her and Maxon's dynamic, while Edelyn was just very... In the end, she did have a lot of development, and I really enjoyed that because she was so bratty in the air, and you kind of wondered how she was America and Maxon's daughter, because those two were so amazing, and then you have Edelyn who's just horrible, and it's like, oh my god, what is she doing? But I did enjoy her in the end. She had a very good, like, nice arc when it comes to her story and what she was trying to like say and everything, and her character was pretty good at the end, and in this book I found that she was a lot more palatable. She didn't annoy me a lot like she did in the air, but unfortunately this book does lose a star because for 3/4 of the whole book I thought she was going to end up with someone else, and I thought she was like, I already knew who she was going to end up with, but like I shipped her with someone else and she didn't end up with him. I have a massive rant on Goodreads that I will link below because I explain it much more there with spoilers and everything, but basically for 3/4 of this book I was pulling for one character, and then suddenly in 10 pages Kiera Cass just switches us to another, and I kind of, I really hated it, but I guess I'll just have to settle. The next book I read was P.S. I Like You by Casey West, and I gave this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. It was sweet, it was happy, it had like a nice relative like relationship thing. The only thing that I'm kind of peeved about is that it didn't have a proper resolution. After the climax you think everything's going to be happy and stuff, like it's slowly like winding down, but then something else happens and there's just more that needs to be sorted out, and in the end I think we only got like 5 pages of resolution, and I really wanted more. The only reason this book didn't get a 4 out of 5 stars, the 0.5 was added because Casey West is one of my favourite authors, and she did write The Distance Between Us, which was fantastic and one of my favourite books ever. Can I also just point out that this is a fantastic cover? Like, I love the photography. Oh wait, there's no glare? Yeah, there's no glare. And like, it has like, you can't see it, but it has, can you? No, you can't. But it has things here, like it's like the letters and the P.S. I Like You, and it's pink and it's blue and it's nice. This is a really nice book. And finally, the last book I read was Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. This series I feel is like ruining me, like book by book. It's so, every time I think the previous book kind of brought a lot to the table and like you couldn't surpass it, suddenly the new book comes out and it's like, holy shit. This book was fantastic, and I really like the teal. It's like got like a teal, and there's like teal font, and the thing on it's like aqua. It's really nice. I really like the color scheme. The only thing that, okay, this book though was a shitstorm to say the least. Shitstorm, Empire of Shitstorm. Okay, don't worry. I can't say much because it's the 5th book, but I will say things in a very like out of context way. The adult times. Holy crap. This is supposed to be young adult. It ain't young adult. Lorcan, my small angry child, has managed to both raise and sink his ship in a matter of 1 book. The world building. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, this is even like out of context. The world building was absolutely amazing. I loved Skull Bay, and I love just the amount of skill Sarah J Maas has at describing things. It was fantastic, and and the reason I like the aqua so much is because it reminds me of Skull Bay and like the beach and the ocean and everything. Like that's me. So those are all the books I read in September. I hope you have a great day, and I will maybe have another video up for you soon. So I will see you later. Bye.